Yes, it's correct.
David felt extremely bored staying at home all alone.
Yes, it's correct.
The residents panicked when the fire broke out.
Yes, it's correct.
We were overjoyed when we heard the good news.
Yes, it's correct.
I find it disgusting that some people actually urinate in lifts.
Yes, it's correct.
His offensive remark angered me.
Yes, it's correct.
I detest liars and selfish people, said Daniel.
Yes, it's correct.
The principal is proud of the pupils' achievements.
Yes, it's correct.
After quarreling with her good friends, Jane feels miserable.
Yes, it's correct.
David has just lost his job and he has no money. He feels desperate.
Yes, it's correct.
We should not despise a person just because he is ugly or poor.
Yes, it's correct.
The tourist viewed the Great Wall of China with awe.
Yes, it's correct.
Mrs. Jackson was dismayed when she discovered that her son had been lying to her.
Yes, it's correct.
Logan is grateful for all the help his friends have given him.
Yes, it's correct.
Bruce felt hopeless when he failed the test the third time.
Yes, it's correct.
Mr. Bruce never regrets helping a person.
Yes, it's correct.
The lazy worker is afraid that he might be dismissed by his employer.
Yes, it's correct.
After the operation, the patient feels weak.
Yes, it's correct.
Mrs. Raghav was worried when her son did not return home for dinner. She feared that something might have happened to him.
Yes, it's correct.
Mr. Cox is a curator. He is in charge of the National Museum.
Yes, it's correct.
Mrs. Malika's job is to help people find suitable partners to marry. She is a matchmaker.
Yes, it's correct.
Roy is disliked by most of his colleagues because he is very arrogant.
Yes, it's correct.
Andrew has been promoted because he is diligent and loyal.
Yes, it's correct.
The worker was sacked because he was indolent and irresponsible.
Yes, it's correct.
I find my inquisitive neighbor very irritating. She seems to want to know everything about us.
Yes, it's correct.
A good nurse is a patient and caring person.
Yes, it's correct.
The brave man went after the robber.
Yes, it's correct.
Mr. Ben is too outspoken. He has made many enemies.
Yes, it's correct.
Mr. John is so hot-tempered that few people can get along with him.
Yes, it's correct.
The self-sacrificing mother brought up her 5 children all by herself.
Yes, it's correct.
The manager is a firm and decisive person. His staff have a lot of respect for him.
Yes, it's correct.
Mr. James always pretends to be morally good. He is a real hypocrite.
Yes, it's correct.
The jobless man tried to forge his father's signature on the check.
Yes, it's correct.
Let's wait for the rain to abate before going out.
Yes, it's correct.
The girl has a natural aversion to spiders and crawling insects.
Yes, it's correct.
After much shouting and cheering, her voice became hoarse.
Yes, it's correct.
The Boy Scouts have to learn how to pitch a tent properly.
Yes, it's correct.
I enjoy listening to the pattering of the rain and the rustling of the leaves.
Yes, it's correct.
Soccer is now an immensely popular sport all over the world.
Yes, it's correct.
The motorist was summoned to the court for a series of traffic offences.
Yes, it's correct.
Standing outside the confectionery, I could smell the aroma of freshly baked cakes.
Yes, it's correct.
The tourists are referring to the brochure for interesting places to visit.
Yes, it's correct.
Jay preferred the red dress to the blue one.
Yes, it's correct.
The police are combing the area for clues to the gruesome murder.
Yes, it's correct.
The accident was caused by a van colliding with a bus.
Yes, it's correct.
The club member decided to take advantage of the favorable weather conditions to go mountain climbing.
Yes, it's correct.
The art exhibition at the National Art Gallery attracted thousands of visitors.
Yes, it's correct.
Mrs. Joe was discharged from hospital a week after her operation.
Yes, it's correct.
Although the incident took place many years ago, I can still remember it vividly.
Yes, it's correct.
The accident victim finally regained consciousness after about an hour.
Yes, it's correct.
The drunkard staggered into the house.